Former Jags wide receiver Alan Hearns and his mother Erica Wilson are using their charity 88 Blessings to help local students impacted by COVID-19.
You know, I know it's a difficult time right now. We've all been affected in some sort of way dealing with this pandemic. You know, just talking to my mom, something that's been heavy on her heart and her mind. You know, I would like to introduce the SOAR movement. It will be something where we will be helping senior graduates in high school that's going off to college.
The SOAR movement encourages local high school seniors to stay resilient while offering them hope during these uncertain times. 88 Blessings will be providing 17 college-bound seniors care packages and a special senior night celebration after the pandemic is over and it is safe to do so. Students can apply until May 1st. We put a link to this story and a link to how to apply on actionnewsjax.com.
Good day, everyone. We are here live in It Had to Happen studio with the beautiful Amanda Hernandez and Ruji Gamez. Today we're going to be talking about what was their pain, what was their journey, what was their pain that built them for their purpose. Today is going to be a very interesting show. We have two young ladies on, two phenomenal young ladies who's been through some things and actually would like to share it today with you all. Get your tissue because I'm telling you, oh my God, when I said and I talked to these young ladies, I mean, they just literally blew my mind. And the thing is, when God set people in your path, you never know why He's setting these people in your path. Amanda and Ruji didn't know each other at all. Been in contact with each other before, but never in the same room. Yeah, at the gala. Yeah. Exactly, and never knew who each other were. And also, they're a part of the SOAR movement. Both of them are intake ambassador, and Amanda is an intake coordinator. Had been speaking over the phone. Didn't even know that they even shared some of the same things. So guys, we're going to get started with Amanda on today. Amanda, could you tell us a little bit about yourself, Miss Shy?
Yes, I'm 29. I'm a mom of two kids, single mother. I moved to Jacksonville, Florida about almost 8 years ago with my two kids, with my daughter first, and then my son came a few years after. We'll get to the story later. But I am a lupus survivor. I do credit repair. I'm not sure what to say. I don't know.
Just give us a little bit of background. Where are you from?
I'm from the Bronx, New York. I'm Cuban and Puerto Rican. I'm currently here by myself, just with my two children in Florida. I have my extended family, 88 Blessings, and now the SOAR movement. That's the basics.
All right. So, Ruji, could you give us a little bit of background? We know we had you on the show before, but something happened with that taping. So, guys, just please bear with us. We're going to get through this, and we're going to be just fine. So, Ruji, just go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself.
I'm Ruji. I'm 27. Yeah, 27 years old.
Y'all old.
The big breath.
My mom said I was 29 yesterday.
We are fine wine.
Right.
I'm 27 years old. I was born in Cuba, but I was raised in Miami. I currently live in Miami. Have been spending some time in Jacksonville. I'm all over the place. I work at a mental health company. I manage the practice. We have about 9 offices in Florida, South Carolina, and Colorado. I met Miss Erica a long time ago. I think we met before 88 Blessings, right? Yes. When you were starting 88 Blessings. Mm-hmm. And here we are ever since.
Wow. The rest is history.
Yeah.
I know, right?
A lot of history.
A lot, you know, and that's the thing. Like I said, you never know why God places people in your path, and you just have to make sure you do right by the people that God give you. So, Amanda, how did we meet?
We met through Miss Charlotte. She introduced me to 88 Blessings. She remembered my story from when I finally decided to take charge of my lupus, and she thought it was a good fit for me to be around such empowering women and just have that support. So then I met you at the meet and greet. Right before the first gala, the all-white gala.
Okay, that was the second.
Second gala, right?
Yes,
my first one, the second one, and it's been history ever since.
Oh my God! So guys, you see that? I mean, God has really been blessing me with some amazing young ladies. But we want to get started. I want you guys to kind of like tell the audience about your journey. And when I say about your journey, you could go as far back as you want or start wherever you would like. I don't know which one of you ladies would start. But I'm going to start with Ruth because I see that, Amanda, you are very, very nervous. So, Ruth, can you go ahead and give us your journey?
It's kind of like a complicated journey. I've had a little bit of ups and downs, but I would just say they're just lessons and preparing us for our blessings. I was in I wouldn't say physically abusive relationship because at the end, I think I was the physical abuser. But I was definitely in a mentally not healthy, emotionally, like all that junk mess relationship for 4 years, 3.5 years it was. At the end, towards the end of our relationship, I got pregnant.
Don't take them to your pain. Let's stay with the journey. And you know, the thing is, like she said, that she was the abuser. How many times, guys, do you find it where the woman is the abuser? You know, I can relate to that because that was me. But thank God for change, you know, and sometimes I like to say, like, hurt people, and sometimes you bleed on people that didn't even cut you, you know, and sometimes you don't even realize what you're doing, but you let these people, like, take you to this level, like, it's no return, and you find yourself just lashing out on them. But just go ahead and finish your story about your dating life. And
I think you know me, I'm very happy-go-lucky. I'm all about the fun, hanging out. But that particular relationship just brought the worst out of me.
wow,
That's not who I am. I'm not an abusive person. I don't like to hit people and argue and yell and curse. I don't do that. But it's what I allowed, and it's what the consequences to my actions, rather. I was there for a long time, and it sucked.
wow,
Because I became someone that I wasn't, and that was the worst part. Because people that love me, my loved ones, you were part of that journey. They can tell, you know, you're going through something that's not you. You're becoming someone that's not you. How often do me and my family get together? How often do me and my family get together? We get together all the time.
Yeah.
I couldn't because he wouldn't like it. He
Wow.
wouldn't allow that.
So it's basically he was trying to keep you from your family.
Keeping me from everything.
Wow.
Yeah. It was work, home, work, home. And I just became aggressive. And that's how I got by.
Oh my God! Wow. Could you relate to her story?
Yeah, my marriage actually, that's my first marriage, but I'm going through a divorce. Like I'm not saying I've only had one, I'm just going through a divorce.
Okay.
But it was more from what they say was religion purposes, but nonetheless, I was shunned away from my family. My grandmother only seen my son maybe 3 times. He's about to be 11. That was different, but at the time, maybe 3 times before I moved away. And it was hard. I couldn't go see them. I couldn't meet up with them. It was just church, work, home, kids. It was surrounded by them. And they said it was for the best reasons, but no one cared to see how I felt. No one cared to check in on me. And as this extended family that's shunning me, they're also abusing me.
Jesus.
Not physically. And I know you guys are probably watching this, and I want to start by saying this is my story. This is my truth. This is not to bash anyone. This is going to ruffle some feathers, and I'm sorry, but it's not about you. So let's just start there, because if we're going to tell it, we're going to tell it, you know, but don't get mad at me.
I thought you were shy.
I know, right? I'm going to get it. And that's the thing, you know, that's what happens a lot. What happens is when things happen to us, we are told to be quiet about it. Just go ahead and sweep it under the rug. And then that pile gets so big, and then that's when when you can't take anymore, and we all know they're pressure plus pipes. So anytime that you have all that under that rug, and then you just can't take anymore, and then you just boom, you just lash out, and then they're looking at you like,
and
oh,
you're
I
crazy.
told you crazy. You know, but not realizing what did you do to cause what was your action to cause my reaction.
Exactly.
And it's not that you're bashing anybody. No, that's not what you're doing, because you're not giving any names or anything like that. You're basically telling your story.
Exactly.
And that is your story. God blessed you with that story.
That's a testimony.
So, exactly, you know, and you didn't understand why you had to go through it at the time, but now you get that. So you both can relate to kind of like being mentally abused.
And emotionally abused.
Oh yeah, that was the major
A
one.
lot. I got made fun of for a lot of things. Even as far as my stretch marks, they would just call me a zebra or a lion. And now it's funny, but thinking back, I was really insecure about it because I was always like small figure, was trying to be cute. And once I got stretch marks, I was like, well, my life is over. So it was pretty silly, but it still wasn't taking me into consideration because I had postpartum. I was really depressed. So although to someone else it was not vital, it meant a lot to me. And versus taking it into consideration, they just made fun of it. So I'm in this hole where I feel alone and I have no outlet. There is no family. I tried to go to my pastor and they told me, quote, dirty laundry gets washed in the house, end quote. I couldn't even talk to my pastor because it was a house matter. Even when it became physical abuse, it was, we have to deal with this now. We'll just take the kids to the room, we'll just do this and you guys hash it out. Like, wait, what? He's strong? No, please. So it's.
Are you kidding me?
No. Listen,
God.
we got tissue. I just put on eyeliner.
We haven't even made it to the pain yet.
Right.
But
but
oh my
the
gosh, we're
journey
still inside
itself
of the
is-
journey.
Yeah, the journey itself. And like they say, God don't put you nothing that you can't handle. But I couldn't handle it. I think he made me strong in that journey because I wasn't strong to begin with. I don't think I would have got through that without him and without, really just prayer because I didn't have friends anymore. But just prayer and one friend. I had one friend. She was in church too, so I was allowed that.
Wow.
You heard that?
Allowed that.
I was
Guys,
allowed
do you hear
that.
that? Allowed that.
Yeah.
God, I thank you. I thank you. Because I think I was the crazy one. I'm going to let you know I'm crazy before you even try to go to acting crazy on me. But hey, it's no funny matter because it happens. It really, really happens. So both of you ladies could kind of relate to basically the same thing going through your journey, but you guys took us through your adulthood. Mm-hmm. What was it like being a child? What was your dreams? What was your aspirations, Ru?
Now you're trying to make me cry.
Okay, I'm like, oh, childhood.
And I don't want a pity party, but I think growing up was kind of the hardest. I don't think I had the time to sit and think of my dreams and aspirations. Mm-hmm. I grew up in a single mother family home. My father was abusive to my mom, very abusive to my mom. I mean, near dead abusive to my mother.
Wow.
And I have a little brother and a little sister. And when my mom finally decided to leave that, I was 10 years old. I was forced to kind of be mom and for Rob and Rose. Mm-hmm. So I just had to, it was really just getting by every day.
So you basically had to be an adult before time.
Absolutely.
Okay.
I wouldn't see my mother all day long. I mean, she had to work all day to take care of us.
Wow.
It was just her. And I was just telling you the other day, I had my uncle was our neighbor, which is my mom's brother, and he never knew what my mom was going through. Wow. Because she would never tell him. Mm-hmm. It was, our family was normal to everyone. We only knew what we were going through.
You see that? And that's what happens a lot, people wear these smiles, but they're dying in the inside. They're like really hurting in the inside, but the outside world don't know because when we go on the outside, when we go out, we just put on this perfect little family. We just got everything going on. And no, you're not supposed to walk around like what you're going through. I mean, looking like what you're going through. No, I'm not saying that. But I can kind of see why you thought that abusive relationship that you were in was okay. Mm. Because that's what you was brought up on.
Yeah.
But how about your childhood?
I grew up, Sorry, Mom.
Don't you start crying.
No, I'm not.
I'm too cute right now, okay?
I'm just on eyeliner.
All right?
You know what? For the most part, I had an amazing childhood. I did. When I say that, I mean I had fun. I have good memories. Mm-hmm. But my mother, she's going to be so mad. It's okay. She struggled mentally a lot. She had a lot of mental illness that I didn't know. I don't know if my mom knew. Mm-hmm. My mother's also Cuban. My grandmother was orphaned, and I'm only going back so you can kind of understand my mom's mindset. So my grandma was orphaned, is struggling with her parenthood. My grandmother doesn't know what she doesn't know. So my mom trickled over that to me and did the best she could, but with her mental illness, I would say I endured a lot.
Wow.
Um,
Take your time. Because the thing is, all that you had to endure, you sitting here today with that smile on your face, you made it through. And I said, don't cry, woman.
I know. Sorry.
Stop it.
Well, it's just a lot because it's hard. And that's one of the reasons I said I don't want anyone to think I'm bashing them, because my truth is not always pretty. My truth is hard, but it's my truth. And I'm not saying these people did it on purpose or, they, they just didn't know better. But,
And that's, you said that's the key. Sometimes the abuser or the person that's giving it don't even realize what they're doing.
Right.
Oh my God. Like, to them it's normal behavior. And I like to always say, do not look at the person.
Yeah.
Look at who the person is being used by. Can you make things better? Absolutely. Because sometimes, not sometimes, you just basically can't give a person what you did not get.
Right.
And when I say that, I'm saying this to say, okay, when I was coming up, my mother gave us everything, we just had the best of everything. But I didn't hear the I love yous, things like that. Not that she didn't love me. Maybe she just didn't know how to convey that, But I promised myself, like, when I had my kids, I'm just going to love
overdose them with love.
Oh my God, they're going to be like, Mom, like, really? And both of you know how I am about
Yes.
my children. So, again, the cycle has to be broken some way, somehow. And by you ladies enduring that in your childhood, now you're breaking that cycle, which is a good thing.
Yeah.
You're showing people strength. You're showing people that I'm an overcomer. You're showing people that you can do it too. And like you said, you taking back your truth. A lot of people don't do that.
Right.
They do not do that.
That's why I was so nervous with this interview, because I knew it was going to be raw. I knew you were going to get to the nitty gritty and ask those questions. And these are things a lot of people don't know. If you ask my best friend, actually just the other day, my best friend, my cousin and I were sitting having a conversation about our childhood. And I was expressing an abuse incident I went through. And my best friend was there for a lot of it, but my cousin wasn't. So she looked and she said, you didn't go through that. Your mom such and such and such and such. What did you do to deserve that?
Oh.
And when I tell you, I just broke down in tears. And I kind of came across the table and I was like, you don't, because it's like,
Are you serious?
your perception is not my reality.
Right.
For you to say, well, knowing this, if you went through this, it has to be something. It's like, you don't know what I went through. And I won't go through it right now. If we said again, I can't get into it. But the abuse was...
You skipping ahead. You trying to go.
Okay, I'm sorry. Because it's such the same,
I know. And it's easy to go there because that's something that we want to get out.
Yeah.
We don't want to tell a journey at first. We just want to tell the pain. But see, the audience need to know that journey.
Right.
And then they could hear the
Understand.
pain so they could get, kind of understanding. And we want to know if you guys have any questions in the audience, because these two young ladies have been through some things and maybe they can answer some questions that one may have. Go ahead and put it in the comments. We would love to hear from the audience as well. So now we're going to go ahead and go to this pain.
Right, like, where's the tissue?
Yeah. The pain don't feel so good, but guys, just know. The pain is what built you ladies for your purpose. Pain is never a good feeling. When we go through some things, we never understand why we have to go through. But just know that it had to happen. And the audience may not know what your its are, but I think you two ladies, after speaking with you a couple of weeks back when we was packing for SOAR, hearing your stories, and you was like, girl, you too? And you too? Like, what, really? And I'm like, oh my God, I got to get both of them on the show at the same time. And look at God. This is very, very powerful. This is something that, guys, please listen. Because we know that we have someone out there that's dealing with something similar, if not the same thing. Domestic violence is real. your life matter. If you don't make yourself happy, nobody else can make you happy.
Absolutely.
Please know that.
No.
You have to love yourself. But I always like to tell, anytime I'm dating, don't love me to death. Love me to life. You know, which is, you know, sometimes relationships end in death. You know, especially battered relationships. But you ladies made it. You know, you made it. So Ru, go ahead and tell us about that pain.
So, and just to go back on what you said you had one friend, but you had God that you spoke to.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even know God back then.
Wow.
Okay, I started to come to God when I met Erica, and I was like,
Oh,
"But
you're drooling. You're
I
crying.
said, but Mom, how do you pray? I don't know how to pray." She's like, just talk. But we'll go back to that. So I was in that relationship, and then I thought to myself, what can I do to fix this? You know, how can I be better? Because you allow yourself to become that negative, abusive.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to do this. You're gonna do this, and you know. And
So you started thinking that it was something that you were doing?
yeah, I mean, at one point I was like, this can't be life. This can't be. So we started to try to have a baby. He had kids of his own. I didn't have any kids.
How many kids did he have?
7.
Had a team.
7.
Guys, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
7.
Raising 7 kids and don't have one of her own.
Mm-hmm.
At
And
what
one
age?
wasn't
That's
his.
strength itself. Oh.
Right, and what age?
It was 4 years ago. I'm 27 now, so do the math.
23?
Mm-hmm.
7 kids at 23.
And oh, wait a minute, he had
Raising
nieces.
7.
He had nieces. He had 4 nieces staying with us for the first 5 months of our relationship.
How many people was in the home?
It must have been like 15 of us. We had we had a huge house. We had a 5-bedroom home. But that's not even, I mean, having the kids around was probably what kept me there for so long anyway, because you're distracted, you know.
Right.
I knew that that's not what I needed. My mom, poor thing, she was never around when I grew up, and I don't mean that in any type of way. She just wasn't someone that I could take my stress to, because she had her own.
Oh, yeah.
And I just thought to myself, how selfish of me to go to her and tell her I'm going through these things. So we didn't have that relationship where you sit with your mom and you said, hey Mom, I have this problem, and she'll say, hey, you can cry on my shoulder.
Right.
We didn't have that. But she would tell me all the time, Ru, there is so much more out there, and you're putting yourself in a situation that you don't have to be in. You know, you're intelligent, you work, you go to school. What are you doing? I mean, I literally moved into that home 2 weeks after I met him. 2 weeks.
Oh, man. Right.
Oh, gosh, okay.
And he had just came out of federal prison. He was on house arrest. It was something. Anywho, I was trying to see what I thought about the baby so much. And I finally got, right when I was done, I was like, okay, this is it. I'm not going back. I have to move. I have to get out. I knew that if I told my mom I'm done, I wasn't going to come back.
Right.
So I hadn't told her yet. So right when I kid you not, I had everything packed. All of my stuff was packed. I started to throw up. I was like, oh my God, like I must have some kind of stomach virus. What is going on?
Nervous. Thought you were nervous.
I thought I was nervous. I'm like, okay, it has to be that. I went to sleep. The next day, the same thing. I'm like, okay, Ru, it's not good. I never in a million years thought, okay, take a pregnancy test, you're pregnant. I mean, we were together for 4 years and I hadn't gotten pregnant. So I call my mom and I tell her, hey, I'm doing not good. What can I do? She goes, maybe you have a stomach virus. Just go check it out at the urgent care.
É um beetle.
I was like, yeah, so you know Cubans. Un beetle. Just take a tea. I'm like, okay.
Wow.
So I go to the urgent care and the lady's like, yeah, you have a stomach virus, all right. You're pregnant.
Swallow the watermelon seed.
I'm not a crier. I don't like to cry. I broke down in that urgent care.
Wow.
To the core. I'm like, you could not stop making me cry. The only other time I cried like that, I think, was when my grandfather passed away. The only other time.
And the death?
in a death.
Wow.
It was a mix. It was like, are you happy? What are you doing? You know, when you get those news that you're pregnant, you want to just think about all of the happy thoughts. My God, I'm going to be a mom. We're going to do this, and we're going to grow up in such a good family. And I was like thinking to myself, first of all, you're doing this in a very selfish way because you're trying to bring this baby into the world to fix the relationship. I knew I was wrong. I know I was. But unconsciously, I just wanted to keep going. So I told him the news. I didn't tell my mom right away because I knew it was gonna be bittersweet for her. It was gonna break her heart that I was pregnant because I was stuck in that, and then she was gonna be so happy because it was her first grandkid.
Right.
So we ended up telling my mom. It became such, I don't want to say horrible pregnancy, but it was so bad. I had the worst morning sickness, but it brought us together. I'm not even gonna lie. It brought us together. It mended it put a Band-Aid over our relationship. I stopped being abusive because I was on bed rest.
I stopped because I was on bed rest.
Okay. And I guess he also saw it as, okay, we're gonna do this. We're gonna have this baby. But after the honeymoon stage, the baby moon stage, I was pregnant. It was like a month after, and I was like, man, this is not it. Like, I cannot have this man's baby. And I would never think of abortion. And not to bash anybody's viewing, but that was just not an option for me. Wow. Not only because my mother would kill me, but God. Just because I don't know. I couldn't. It took me so long to even get there. How can I, Right. But God had his way and had his plan. And he knew what he was doing. He took the thought out of my head. But I remember, I think it was 4 months. I was 4 months pregnant. I started...
And guys, she called me mom, right? Guess when I found out?
I think after.
Way after.
Yeah.
This belly was like...
I think after I lost it, you found out. I think I told you.
No.
I told you before?
Yes.
Okay.
You were in the hospital and you did I think they had an ultrasound.
And I sent you the video.
I
didn't even know how I was gonna tell her.
Cause she know, guys. Like, I saw straight through that relationship.
Yeah, you see straight through everything.
All of them.
No,
scary.
It's not scary.
Listen, she just looked at me one time and was like,
No.
I should have listened. Lord, we're getting there. I should have listened, but she was like,
we're getting better.
I don't sizzle in my spirit. I don't like it.
And the thing is, it's not that I do it in a bad way. Whatever God gives me, I'm going to give you. Yeah. And that's something that you have to take up with God. And that's one of the things that I want, people around me to be able to see too. Because I know that I don't make all the right decisions. You know, I know I don't do everything right. I know that I'm not a perfect person, but the gift that God has blessed me with is, sometimes it scares me. And I would tell her all the time, like, no, ma'am, no. I think I even stopped talking to you. I was so mad with you.
Yeah, everybody did.
Yeah, I was so upset with her. I'm like, what is it? But go ahead.
So I think at month 4, I started getting this weird pain, and I called my mom, and I was like, Ma, I don't know what's going on. And she's like, you're having contractions. And I'm like, I'm 4 months pregnant. There's no way. Ooh. Went to the hospital. I had my what is it called? My placenta.
Oh yeah.
It bust. So
your bag bust.
Yeah, I was losing all the fluid, and they sent me back home at 4 months. They sent me back home, and they were like, you're going to have a miscarriage at home, and you lost the baby.
Wait, hold on. Did I just hear that?
Yeah.
You said your water bag broke. You went to the hospital, and they sent you home, saying that you were going to have a miscarriage?
And they were going to, it was going to come on its own, and it was a Friday, and they scheduled me for Monday to perform the DNC to clean me up.
Hold on, guys. I can't even process. Wait.
First of all, once your amniotic fluid pops, it hurts. And at 4 months, you're in active labor.
Yeah.
And they just sent
me home.
But they told her she was going to miscarry, right?
Yeah.
And if you're going to miscarry, you're going to miscarry at home.
And come back Monday, we'll clean you out.
And come back Monday, we'll clean you out. So that happened Friday. I went home Friday. I thought, okay, this is the end of the world. I'm done. It was so painful. And I'm not talking about the physical pain. I could take that 100 times more. The fact that I probably was even the one that put that out in the universe.
What you said is okay.
Okay? I am like, oh my God, what did I do? And then I'm like, there is no way there is a God up there allowing this. There is no way. Why would he allow that? And I came to you with that thought 1,000 times because I couldn't understand it. How can you allow your children, and I'm talking about God's children at this point, to go through that pain? I mean, it felt like everything was taken out of me. So I went home. I was so depressed.
Did you pass the baby that weekend?
No.
So
we're going to get there.
Okay.
Holy cow.
Friday night, go to sleep. Contractions on 1,000. Saturday night, go to sleep. But they tell you if you're losing blood, come to the hospital. There was no blood. Sunday night, I'm
stressed.
Sunday night, 11:30 at night, it was just starting to come. It was coming. Okay, I was like, okay, I gotta go to the hospital. I'm bleeding. It hurts. I can't take it. Get to the hospital 1 o'clock in the morning Monday. I didn't get seen in that hospital till 6 o'clock in the morning. Contractions. 1 a.m., 6 a.m.
Jesus.
Okay? 6 a.m. the doctor said, oh, no need to do a DNC. You're going to have to deliver this baby.
Wait.
You
They
sent
told
me
you
home
was-
positive that I'm going to lose my baby.
Right. And now you got to deliver the baby?
Yeah. I had to deliver the baby. So I went.
Did you feel anything? Any movement inside?
You can feel a little bit because the baby was alive right up until it came out. The baby was, the baby never stopped, the heart never stopped pumping.
Okay.
The baby never stopped breathing until they came out. I was in the hospital. They processed the birth at 3:35 Monday afternoon. That's when I gave birth.
So you got there at 1 o'clock in the morning, was seen at 6, and you weren't done until almost 4.
Yeah, and no epidural.
Wait.
You gave live birth, natural birth.
Natural birth, induced.
With
that hurts.
no epidural?
No, because they kept telling me, okay, when it gets really bad, let us know.
Induction hurts.
Let us know, and I'm like, okay, it's there,
I feel
and they're like, oh no, it's coming right now. It's coming right now. The baby's small. It's coming right now. You don't have to dilate. You're good. It's coming right now. I'm like, okay, but it hurts. I screamed to the top of my lungs. I'm talking about, my mother said to me, if I see you in this pain again, I just can't. If you get pregnant again, I'm not coming with you. I'm not coming with you.
Did you tell him he was going to miscarry?
Yeah, he was he with me? I think he was with me. He knew I was going to miscarry, and he knew then that it was over.
Ooh.
He knew then that it was over. And after, I couldn't process that at that moment, but after we spoke, after I had already moved out, he told me, I knew then it was over because that's what you use to keep it going.
Wow. So he kind of like, once he heard that news, he knew then. But you had to actually deliver a baby. So at around about what time you said?
It was around 4 months and a half, almost 5.
Wow. 4 months.
That's a full baby.
Yeah, it is a full baby, but
Mm-hmm.
And you know, Inky came at 6 months, and he was 1 pound 12 ounces. So how much did your baby weigh?
I can't remember the facts. It all happened. It took forever, but it felt like it happened so fast. They ask you, you get a caseworker, and they ask you, do you want to see the baby? And I was like, no, I don't. I know how it happened. I was like, no, I don't want to see the baby. And I kind of didn't want him to see the baby either because he's very fragile. And I can tell by the way I manipulated him.
Jesus.
So I was like, I don't want him to see the baby either. So this is, oh my God, it's all coming back to me now. We were in the hospital, me, him, and my mother. Oh, that lady never leaves my side. And he was there all day, and the contractions were coming. The contractions were going and coming. They started coming every 2 minutes, and he's like, I can't take it anymore. I can't see you in this pain. I have to go get a coffee. As soon as he left the room to get a coffee, I got that last contraction, and the baby came out.
Wow.
And you know, delivering a premature baby is very hard. Because that baby actually can't push its way out. You know, help push its way out. I mean, you're just basically
You
there.
are doing it all.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
once you delivered, you said you didn't want to see the baby.
I didn't want to see the baby. I told the doctor I don't want to see the baby. She told me, we'll keep it here. They keep it there, not next to you, but kind of like in a container. And if you change your mind the entire time that you're there, you can see the baby at any given time. So what I had to do was I had my mom take a picture of the baby, and I couldn't see that picture until I want to say 5 months after it happened.
Wow.
But after I had the baby, my placenta got stuck. And the doctor said, okay, we're going to give you an hour. And if in an hour your placenta doesn't come out on its own, you're going to have to go on emergency surgery.
So surgery anyway, potentially.
So you kind of like was in pain all weekend from the time they sent you home from the hospital. Then you had to go back to the hospital because you were bleeding. Then you had to go through all these contractions, all this pain again, and give birth, right? The placenta gets stuck, and now you have to have emergency surgery.
Yep. Oh my God. I said to my mother, I plotted my way out of the hospital. I said, this is what we're going to do, Mom. You're going to grab my bag. I'm going to start detaching, and we're going. We're not doing this. No, we're not doing this. And my mom, the poor lady, she is not strong.
She was scared.
She was so scared, but she would not tell me. So the doctor would come every 25 minutes. And this whole time I'm losing blood, which it was, that whole pregnancy, birth, miscarriage was like, it was all medical neglect in my eyes, but whatever.
Sounds like a loss of week.
Yeah, it do.
My doctor, my actual OB was on vacation, so she couldn't do anything for me. It had to be the doctors in the hospital. But the doctor tells me, okay, we're going to have to take you into surgery, but we're going to wait an hour. They normally don't wait an hour. And then once he's decided, okay, we're going to take you, they have to prepare the OR. So they're preparing the OR. Remember,
any lawyers out there, guys?
Please comment. Statute limitations.
Leave it in the comments. Because my God.
Yeah. At this point, I'm being transferred from room to room, losing blood like a crazy person, and they finally come to pick me up for surgery.
How long were you in surgery?
My Lord! It must have been like an hour and a half. I was so scared. My mom had to talk to the doctor. She didn't tell me this, by the way. She only told me after. She talked to the doctor so he can give me medication to calm my nerves.
Yes, guys.
Anxiety.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, my anxiety.
Yes.
My anxiety. You don't even know. It was bad. I came out of surgery, and they sent me home that same day after surgery.
Hold on. After you had the baby, you went into emergency surgery, and then you went home?
And then I went home. Like 2 hours later, I went home.
2 hours. Not even a full recovery.
No,
At least a
2
few
hours
hours in the recovery room, typically after surgery, if it's same day.
I went home, but I'll tell you what, and I'll tell you again. I will take that pain 1,000,000 times more. But the emotional hurt and the mental hurt that came from that miscarriage, I don't think it's anything I can ever go through again. I don't think it's anything that anybody should go through. And I couldn't understand it. I just kept questioning myself, and nobody knows this. But after I went home, he blamed me for losing that baby.
Oh my
He blamed me. He said it was my fault. I didn't take care of myself. You didn't go to bed rest. You were walking around the house. That miscarriage was my fault in his eyes. So now I had to deal with not only I lost that baby, you're going to tell me it was my fault.
You know why? Because he had to hurt you back. He had to hurt you back. And that's what hurt people, you know. But to God be the glory. She do have, did you cremate the baby, right?
Yeah, I did a cremation. First I was seeking therapy because I didn't know what to do. My immediate family was, Cubans. They were like, oh, it was just a little tiny baby. Are you sure you want to stick around with that forever?
They're not the best support system.
They're not.
Really?
No, it was terrible. The other day I was crying, sorry, about my sister's death date, and my aunt was just like, shut up, get over it, go buy her kids something, that's the only way to make yourself feel better, it's no need. And I'm just like, but it hurts. Yeah, terrible.
My family, I will say this, my family were very together, were very supportive, but they kind of like, they kind of don't want to see you in pain, so they want to just say, okay, just push it off. So I decided to do against everybody, including him.
Good.
I decided to go with a cremation, and I have my baby's ashes.
Yeah, and she showed me, guys, and I was like, whoa.
Yeah. I used to take it everywhere. I mean, we did a family trip to Disney, and I took my baby's ashes to Disney.
Wow.
I had my sister's ashes on the bus. When I first got her ashes, it was a big box. And I was that crazy person. And I don't even want to say crazy now because I would think crazy. Well, no, it's probably still crazy. Because I was at the ashes here and someone would try to sit, like, can you move the box? It's not a box. My sister's sitting here. Like, no, I can't move it. No, seriously. Like, I was, okay, crazy. It was,
no, I mean, hey.
But I had there was so much emotions in it. But right, like, I had the little box and it's like, she's going where I go. This is her seat. Don't touch it. You can't sit there.
Mine was tiny. It was like a little tiny one.
Yeah, it's really, really cute too. But Amanda, I know that you have a kind of similar story. Mm-hmm. I don't know if that's what you want to talk about. I mean, the it that you want to talk about. So whatever your it that you felt like built you for your purpose, go ahead and share with the audience a little bit about your pain, because I know that you had. I don't want to tell it. You tell it.
I don't know where to start. Pain has been a big part of my life. Don't pity me. I'm strong. But pain is a big part of my life. So I don't know if I can pinpoint what it made my purpose. I think kind of everything together. Right? It's so many levels. It's emotional. It's physical. You know, it's so many things. But the most, we can do the most recent because it was the most traumatic. I would say to me, because I have 2 live babies. I've been through an abusive marriage, and for some reason nothing quite is lesson filled like my last relationship. It was the shortest one and the most lesson filled. Lord.
Guys, by the way, our little guy turned how old today?
He's 11. Happy birthday, son.
Happy birthday to you.
You have an 11-year-old?
I do.
Where?
I have an 11-year-old.
Yes, and he's so handsome. Oh my God, he is so handsome.
He's my oldest.
Okay, so you want to get into that pain?
Not really, but let's go.
Let's go.
So recent. Speaking of my little guy, my big man now. Oh, my baby. He's been through so much. My kids have been through so much with me. Like, we've really grown together. I had them at 18 and 19. And they've been through it with me. My daughter mainly, because she was here. But that's another, we'll have to sit again for those stories. Mm-hmm. But recently, I would start with my house fire. Oh, you were so vital. Oh, I love her.
Oh, gosh.
But you know what? I think everything's going to tie in together. And I didn't realize this until recent. Like, praying about this and the last few days, everything is, like, tying in together. Because I was scared to come and talk to you guys. A lot of people don't know a lot of things. Right. They just see me as, oh, she's strong. She's a fighter, a physical fighter, and, mental, all these things. She got it. And it's like, no, I'm probably... I wouldn't say the weakest, but I'm one of the most vulnerable people.
Vulnerable, don't never use weak.
Definitely not weakest, nothing. But I'm one of the most vulnerable people. And I met this guy... Let's backtrack to when my anxiety came. I've never had anxiety until 2017. I lost my sister. That's where the pain started.
Jesus.
Oh, here we go. I lost my sister. And that pain was different. I've never lost someone close to me. And then I never had so many regrets.
Okay.
You know, my sister was troubled, and we didn't have the best relationship once we became adults because I didn't understand her. But I never tried. I didn't try to understand her. I just didn't respect it. I didn't understand her mindset, and it was just, that was enough for me. Like, you don't get it, I can't, you know. So that was the beginning of the real pain. I've always been through pain, but that was the beginning of
that's a pain that you can't, being though that's your sister, number one, and you said that you guys didn't have the best relationship as adults. That happens so much. And a lot of times where we say we don't understand somebody, you have to understand nobody is like you.
Right.
Nobody is not going to do the things that you do, say the things that you do. any of that. You just have to love them because
for who they are.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You cannot try to change anybody, and that's where so many times, Jesus, so many times we fall short because we try to change the people and not understand. Sometimes remove yourself.
Yeah. Yeah.
And put yourself in that person's shoes. You know, I
I'm
haven't
sure
always knew how to do that because I just would look at somebody and be like, oh my gosh, like, are you kidding me? Like, my feelings stay hurt, you know, because I thought people should do what I would do or
They
say
had
the
the heart
things
we
that
had.
exactly. But my God,
Here goes my eyeliner.
you lost your sister.
So I lost my sister. Right before losing my sister, I had a bad breakup, and that broke me. Like, it broke me. And so then I lost my
bent
sister.
you. It did not break
That's
you.
you know what? No, it did. It did.
No, you're not broken.
No, not anymore. But I was. I can honestly say I was broken. I put the
Did you
pieces
give
back
up?
together. I never. I did. This is how I met you. I did give up.
Okay.
Until 2017, I gave up. When I was diagnosed with lupus in 2014.
Oh, 17. Woo-hoo.
When in 2014, you see, it had to happen. When I was diagnosed with lupus or MCTD, mixed connective tissue disease, in 2014, I gave up. I was a victim. I was about to die in my own mind. You know, I gave up. It wasn't until I was actually broken that I realized, and I wrote something, and that's what Charlotte read and came to me with 88 Blessings.
Wow.
Because I had wrote something, I'm going to find it, it's still in my social media somewhere.
Thank you,
about
Charlotte.
Thank you, we love you. About not giving up anymore, about finding a reason to fight, looking at my kids and having that purpose. And I'm not going to say my kids gave me purpose, because I've had purpose before my children, but my kids gave me the reason to find it, to fight for it, you know. So breakup, my sister passed away. Now I have anxiety. Now I can't function literally can't function. I can't, you know, think for myself. I can't do anything. So
were you here in Miami?
I was in Jacksonville.
Oh
yeah.
my God, look at me.
I was in Jacksonville.
Miami.
Yeah. I got a call. You know that song, the Missing You song. That was me. I got a call about 1:00 in the morning that my sister passed away, and it was terrible. But 88 Blessings actually helped me a lot. You guys helped me to go bury my sister. Gave me the funds to go, helped me with some funds to bury her, all the emotional support. My team at the time, Steadfast, they were amazing. Like, it was really a blessing. It seriously was. But then through that pain, so I'm broken at this point. I'm trying to fast track. So I'm broken. I meet this guy about a year later. And because I'm putting me back together, I see Prince Charming. I see just something different than what I'm used to. And that was it. And you know, we have to remember that enemy can hear you too.
Absolutely. Yes.
And we put everything on God, but we have to look at ourselves. And the enemy hears you too. And I just said, I want somebody God-fearing. Like that was my first non-negotiable to myself at this point. Learning myself again, tired of being hurt. What do you want? So I thought I knew it. And as soon as I said that, literally about the same week, I meet this guy, new guy, just got placed there, security at my job. It's destined. God, look at God. You know, he did it. Right. So now we're dating. And my friend, we thought he did it. That was us. That was me. That wasn't him. So, right, seriously. So I thought he did, and it's all great. And now about 3 months in, I moved him in because he was on the road. He had a job that required him to be on the road. 3 months.
Better than 2 weeks.
It is better than 2 weeks.
3 months.
I win.
2 weeks. You move him in.
Right.
Okay.
Now, in my mind, I'm being the ride or die chick we're all told we have to be.
Don't child.
You know, so I'm thinking, oh, okay, you know, my boyfriend at the time, he has a job on the road. He needs me. Mm-hmm. What kind of girlfriend am I to let him down like everybody else? No, I got your back. I'm going to show you that they wasn't strong enough for you. Whatever it was, I got your back.
Yeah.
So I had his back. Too much, to the point where I let him quit his job, you know, and I just held it all down.
Oh, Jesus.
No one knows that part. Yeah. But so back to the, so let's just get, I'm backtracking. I'm bad at storytelling. I'm trying to hurry up. So, my house fire.
He quit his job?
He quit his job. He did.
And he was okay with that?
Yeah. he was
he
going
a stay-at-home dad or something?
Well, no, he drove. He did like Uber, and so he did things that would handle his portion of his bills, like his insurance, his phone.
What about your rent, your lights?
He helped me
Okay.
one time.
One time, audience.
Twice. I'm not gonna lie, on camera.
Okay.
Anywhere, but mainly on camera, twice. So anyways, now I'm in this relationship, and it is torture. It's torture. I can say that. So timeline. I met him about maybe May. I lose my job in about June. So I go on the road with him, and now I'm living life. It's fun, not much responsibility. My kids are in New York with their dad. Perfect. The mental, you start seeing little things, and it's like, my favorite color is red. I like those blacks. I can change them, This is really my mindset. I see these things, but you see it as, I can change them. Like, I like red. Let's go.
That's where a lot of
Is it really red? I think that's yellow.
Right. Did I really just see that?
You know what? That's true. Red is stop. I didn't stop. No, I didn't stop. So now we're in June. About July is when he moves in. September 19th, the day before my birthday, my apartment catches fire. I'm home alone, but it catches fire. That night, we had to go to the hotel. That man showed me every color he had. Everyone. Oh, it was a plethora.
Well, I mean, you went past the red. So
I only agreed to the red. I only agreed to the red.
I agreed to the red.
It's no excuses, but
the red now.
Like, I agreed to one. I don't want the whole arm. Just give me the finger. So he showed me. Oh my Lord, in front of my children, and that's when I should have known. Right. But I was so disoriented because now my mom is yelling at me and upset at me because not only the apartment, she wanted to come here and help me. But in my stress, I literally was like, Mom, what are you coming to? Like, what's the point of coming? Where are we going? We're all going to be homeless at that point. And she's like, I don't want you alone. I'm like, well, he's here. Why did I tell her that? So you don't. My mommy told me for like 3 months. Seriously, she was so hurt. Because all she wanted to do was be there for her. And remember, I don't have my sister no more. So all she wants to do is be there for her living child.
That's right.
And I took that from her. And in her mind, I took that from her for a man who she doesn't even like. So she's like, really? Okay.
It wasn't even a man, but we're not going to talk about that.
A male figure that she didn't even, care for, and she knew, knowing I have lupus, looking at him, looking at certain things, she's like, girl, he's not going to take care of you, like, he's, not the man you need. And I'm like, I don't need no man to take care of me. You did it by yourself, I got it, whatever. But let's just say, so we fast forward.
Wow.
Do you remember,
Don't start.
She advocated and somehow, I don't know the behind the scenes, because she always does what she does, found me a 1-bedroom apartment. Do you remember this? Mm-hmm. He can't come, Amanda. It's just you and your kids. 1-bedroom apartment.
That was her way.
Yeah.
Of getting him out.
Right. Because she knew.
She tried to get me to move
she
here.
had told me the day. So in the fire is when she met him. In that scenario, being in the hotel, and something he did, sparked her spirit. So her discernment woke up. Like, wait a minute, hold on, this don't feel right. And she pulled me to the side and said, "Are you scared of him?" I was like, "No, I'm not scared of nobody." And I wasn't scared. I was walking on eggshells, but in my mind, I wasn't scared because I could fight.
Right.
So.
But you probably never thought it would get to that.
Exactly. That's why I wasn't scared, because I'm like, well, he would never.
Exactly.
He has a potential, but me, And then my family's so crazy. My mom being the abuser, and all these things. I'm thinking like he knows better.
Right.
He don't. But he also knew that I was in Florida by myself. So it's only so much that
Anybody
I can call, that someone can do before they get here, whatever. So now I don't take the 1-bedroom apartment because how can I leave him?
He can't come.
He can't come. And with elevation comes separation. I didn't realize I was being elevated. I did not realize that. So I endured. We found this 1-bedroom condo. Through a resource. Someone named Mama Terry. I think you know her, Terry Polite. She helped me get an apartment, a condo. So we got into that. That's when he gave me a little less than half to move in, and then one extra time gave me a little less than half for the rent. That's a different story. So it's so much I'm trying to cram into my pain because it's so hard to explain when it's like mental. You know, he was such a mental. He was controlling. I couldn't drive. I couldn't do anything. So basically, to the fast part, now I am pregnant. I'm pregnant too. So I'm trying to leave. I get pregnant. I find out I'm pregnant September 28th. And I'm sitting on the floor in my friend's bathroom crying, hyperventilating, taking my clothes. I'm hot. I'm crying. I'm like, please pour me a drink. Wrong thing to say, but that's how I was stressed. we were at her party, little fight party, and I was stressed, and I'm like, of course you didn't do it. But just like you, I felt like I spoke it. My friend said she had a dream about a fried fish.
Jesus.
So as soon as I found out I'm pregnant, I'm like, and my baby's gonna die. You know, that's me. And nonetheless, on October 24th, we went to the appointment, found out my baby's heart stopped. And he was there. The day before that, he and I had an argument. I called him a dumb butt, but I used the A word. So he was literally like, he would not speak to me. And I'm sitting there crying, and he went like this. Literally, he was like, you're lucky I'm even here. Like, you made me mad yesterday. He literally told me he's lucky. I'm lucky he's even there with our child being, you know, at the hospital because I lost it, whatever. So because you called me an idiot, whatever it was, you're lucky I'm here. So they send me home with misoprostol, which are abortion pills. They said, take 4. You're in
What
active.
the heck is going on with these?
They said you are in active labor, and I'm only 2.5 months. But because the pills, it puts you in active labor. So I'm in active labor. He leaves
6
me
times.
But to go home?
to go home. Yes. To
Guys, whoa, we haven't even made it to their purpose.
I know.
Oh my gosh!
Part
Like,
2, I'm sorry.
holy cow!
Yeah.
These hospitals are just sending people home.
So the
Go
heart
home
stopped.
and have.
A miscarriage.
A miscarriage.
Right. They gave me something they called abortion pills, misoprostol. I started with 4. I took the pills. I'm at home literally hands and knees. I'm in labor. It hurts. And it's a small baby, but it hurts. And I'm crying. He left me, went to a party. So I called my friend Shannon. None of us have the money to get Shannon right now to my house. I have to, one of his friends actually went and picked my friend up, took me to get a payday loan to even get the money, to give him the gas money, to take me back to my house. Just to have someone there with me because I was so bad, so fragile, and so much pain. So in this, I'm like this, I'm walking, and he got a chair, his friend got a chair from the inside, rolled me inside, all this while miscarrying, just to have somebody there with me. So my friend Shannon comes, I'm sleepy, she cleans the whole house, whatever, all these things. I don't pass the baby. The baby never comes out. I'm bleeding, I'm going through all these things, it doesn't come out. So I called the doctor, she's like, no, I'm positive you had a miscarriage, we gave you the pills, the baby's not there. I said, nothing came out. I would have seen it, not even a clot at this point, nothing came out. So I call her, she calls me a few days later and says, just take a pregnancy test. When it comes back negative, you don't even have to come in. It means you pass the baby, you have normal hormones. So what did I do? I take a pregnancy test. Of course it's negative. But still nothing comes out, so I know. At this point now I'm a week in with a dead baby inside of me.
My God. Audience.
I started work October 28th. So 4 days after even finding out and going through this weekend, that very next day I'm starting work. Can't focus because you can imagine, I know I have something inside of me.
Oh no.
So
Listen, guys, this is definitely a story. This is definitely heartbreaking. I mean, to hear all of it, I didn't know that the hospital would just send you home just to basically
abort yourself?
abort a baby or miscarry a baby. But my goodness, guys, we heard what their journey was. We heard what their pain was. We never got to the purpose. But if you guys would like to do any bookings, you can go to my website as www.ericawilsonih2h.com for any bookings, or follow me on my YouTube channel, guys. Not just follow me, but subscribe to my YouTube channel. That's all I ask of you. It don't take much of you to just go ahead and subscribe. And I thank you in advance for subscribing. But before we close out the show, I'm gonna have to bring you ladies back because boy, we had some good stuff going on. But I
It's a
want
lot
to
to
know.
Amanda.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
My good.
I tried to
She didn't even tell us all of that the other day when we were speaking.
Well, she did tell us she was only giving us a preview, but
Yeah.
girl.
Because you know, and I'm a bad storyteller because my head, like my mind moves really fast. So I was trying to get it all in one. But basically,
We have another show.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we have another show that we can bring you because I want the audience to know that you went through, because they heard all of you guys' pain and your journey. But do you know what your purpose is in life?
no.
You don't?
I'm learning my purpose now. I definitely feel like I have the general idea. I still have to tap into me because I'm not as powerful as I can be. So I don't think I'm going to fully have that vision in front of me until I can complete it.
It's okay.
Or even get to it. But I definitely know that now my purpose is to help others.
Okay.
I know it sounds silly and it sounds
No.
cliche, but and in the next show you'll get details of even childhood to now. I went through a lot, so we'll get there. We'll get
Right.
there. But it's
So do you know your purpose?
It does sound cliche, but it's definitely to help others through that same journey
Yeah.
because it happens all the time. And sometimes we feel like we're alone because we don't have family, because we don't have God, because we don't have whatever you think you call your support system. You need to have yourself.
Yeah.
If you're not here for you,
Yeah.
don't expect anybody else to be here for you.
That's right.
You need
That's
to
right.
build the strength. You need to build the knowledge. You need to familiarize yourself with the resources, with what's out there. But you need to have your back first.
yeah,
Absolutely.
no one can care more than you care.
Right.
Definitely.
And it took me a long time to learn what my purpose was. But now that we know, guys, all of these, all three of us is serving in the SOAR movement. 88 Blessings has started a SOAR movement a couple of months ago, and it is
Soaring.
taking off. Like, yeah, we're just soaring right now. And we had our first Zoom call last night. The kids was very, very excited. But again, we do have Amanda Hernandez here. She is our intake coordinator for SOAR, and she'll be dealing with some of our SOAR seniors. Hey.
Can't wait
And
to
then-
see you.
Right. And then we have Ruji Gamez, which is the
Ambassador.
and the intake ambassador. And she's been doing very well with the students. The students are engaging and they're very, very excited about what it is that we're doing. And also, we would like for you to follow all, not just Erica Wilson pages, but do follow 88 Blessings page as well to see what we have going on. We have so many things that's coming up. It's not that like we're boasting or bragging about anything. We're just showing you what God is doing. Because this is definitely God's business. He's just using us to work his vision. And we are here to serve. And again, if you would like to have, if you would like to book or find out or purchase my book, you can go to www.ericawilsonih2h.com. And on YouTube, you can go to It Had to Happen with Erica Wilson. Thank you guys for tuning in. We love you. Be blessed. And I pray that you took something from this. And I pray that it blessed one, if not many.
Yeah.
Smooches.
I've been working on my SOAR. I